If you are able, please rise for the singing of our national anthem.
Please be seated. Welcome, graduates, family, friends, and honored guests. Thank you for joining us for this convocation ceremony at the University of Waterloo. My name is Vivek Goel, and it is my honor to serve as the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Waterloo. Today, I have the privilege to welcome you to campus for this momentous occasion to celebrate the accomplishments of our soon-to-be graduates. Today's celebration is based on tradition. The Haudenosaunee peoples also have a rich and vibrant culture that embraces knowledge sharing. As such, it is important to reflect and acknowledge the University of Waterloo's campuses in Waterloo, Kitchener, and Cambridge are situated on the Haldimand Tract, land 6 miles on each side of the Grand River, granted to the Haudenosaunee of 6 nations. The land inside and surrounding the Haldimand Tract, including our Stratford campus, is the traditional territory of the Attawandaron, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee. I also acknowledge and recognize this area is now home to many diverse First Nation, Inuit, and Métis peoples. In addition to this being our first in-person ceremony since October 2019, there's been something else very notable that happened here this week. For the first time ever, we have included Indigenous drumming in our convocation ceremonies. We are so pleased to have welcomed several members of the Cedar Hill Drummers who have provided drumming at the opening of all 20 of our ceremonies this week. I would like to thank them for their wonderful contribution to our celebrations. As part of our thank you, I would invite our Chancellor, Dominic Barton, to present our friends with a traditional gift of tobacco as a gesture of our appreciation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Following the drumming, Indigenous knowledge keeper Mayungan Henry will provide an opening. Awesome. Congrats.
Go get him.
Congrats, bud. Awesome. Congrats. Brother. Congrats. Abujo, Sego, Segoli. And what you heard in the opening was very true. And 65 years later, the voices of our ancestors, voices of our Mother the Earth, were heard today on stage. And to welcome you with this this beautiful ceremony for you, I think they deserve a round of applause for that. Kelly and Ariana, the backup singers, and that just added that beautiful voice to that drum. So it was a beautiful day. I wanted to start this afternoon by welcoming you to your special day. This is a very special occasion for you and for us. It's a long time coming. 65 years we're celebrating together. But I just wanted to, to celebrate something, sometimes you need to know where you come from in order to go forward. And not to bring up something that's not as celebratory, but at this point I need to talk about something. Just recently, and you've probably heard in the news that they've been finding children at these residential school sites. A terrible, terrible shadow flew over Canada when this was happening. And then it opened the doors to wonder why, and then we found out that over 100 years the residential school system existed in this country. And then our eyes even opened more.
And we found out that they were taking our children away in the 60s. They're the 60 scoop children now that were taken from their homes. And then we've seen even more. Over 5,000 Indigenous women murdered and missing in this country. And then we see what's happening in the North today with disparities in policing and health. With that said, in order to move forward, I've come to know that your university has made a huge commitment to try to change those things. You can't change the past, but we can work on the future together. And I applaud leadership for making this commitment. I'm honored to be a part of your university now, and we're going to make this happen. It's a great place to be. In your understanding of history, maybe you're not aware, but we were brought together by treaties and wampum belt teachings. There's many of them, and one of them came from the 1600s called the Gaswanta. This talks about our relationship. But this isn't the only one. Between the Lakes treaties that we have and various other treaties, it talks about the relationship that we need to form and keep because they're still valid. So today, in honor of those treaties, I'm going to place this Gaswanta on the stage. It'll be here for you as you pass by alongside with the mace. And I think that's another first that we're able to accomplish today. So we're happy to be here and to celebrate with you and be part of your special day. Chimigwech.
Thank you very much, Mayingan, for those words of wisdom, and again for the Cedar Hill Band to start us off with the drumming for this convocation. At the University of Waterloo, we are committed to advancing the truth and reconciliation calls to action and to creating a long-term vision of decolonization and indigenization of the university. And I invite each of us here to work towards deepening our own understanding of Indigenous cultures and histories and to taking personal actions to advance truth and reconciliation. Graduates, or graduands, I should say, you'll be graduating very, very shortly. Families and friends, honored guests, faculty and staff. My name is Dominic Barton. It's my honor to serve as Chancellor of the University of Waterloo. And I just want to first of all say welcome to the graduands. This is your evening and we can't wait to celebrate your graduation. Welcome. Tonight, you're going to join a global community of alumni, a community made up of influential professionals, entrepreneurs, researchers, international leaders, and teachers. You now stand shoulder to shoulder with them. And I can tell you from traveling around the world and being in different roles in the private sector and the public sector, I very often would see a distinctive leader, and that leader was from Waterloo. How they got there and the path they took may not have been planned, but they're leaders, and it's all based from what they learned here and the relationships that you have formed here. All of you have had help and support on the way from family and friends, and I want to wish a particular warm welcome to all of the family and friends who are here with you tonight, who are watching virtually tonight as you graduate. So if we could just say a particular warm welcome and thank you to all of our family and friends who are here and watching us tonight. We're living in a time of uncertainty and change. There are many disruptive challenges that are all converging at one time. A pandemic, a rapidly aging population, paradigm-shifting technologies, many of which have a Waterloo grad underneath that technology, and a geopolitical environment that has become more polarizing and is causing human strife. These forces are creating significant challenges that need to be addressed in innovative and urgent ways. And as you well know, when challenges arise, so do opportunities and the need for leadership. The University of Waterloo is a community of students and graduates who I believe are more prepared for change and a shifting future than many, many others on the planet. I encourage you to use what you have learned at Waterloo and the relationships that you have forged while being here to help your communities, to help our country, and to help our world be a better place, especially for those less fortunate. This is what alumni of this university do. And now you can join in their footsteps or create footsteps of your own. You are curious, you're bold, and you're leaders. You've spent years at Waterloo learning and preparing for the next stage in your lives. And today we not only celebrate the time and effort that it took for you to thrive here, we celebrate you and all those who supported you on the way. We also celebrate the future impact that you will have and the innovations that you will create. And we do that by presenting you tonight with a well-deserved University of Waterloo degree. So in terms of this evening's agenda, what we're going to be doing is awarding some special honors, and we'll have some speakers addressing the convocation, and then we'll get down to the serious business of the evening, which is to confer the degrees. And we'll start with doctoral degrees, following that with master's and bachelor's degrees. We'll also present awards and medals to those graduating students who have excelled in their studies. As we celebrate your accomplishments today and you move into the next phases of your lives, know that you are a unique and important member of the University of Waterloo community. The university staff, your faculty, and myself are proud of you. We want to remain connected and support you in any way that we can. I hope you continue to benefit from being part of the University of Waterloo community through its resources, its reach, and again, most importantly, through the relationships that you have formed here. So congratulations again. I look forward to each one of you coming across the stage. And now, well, I'll hand it over to Paul Figuth, who's the Associate Dean, Resources and Planning, to the podium.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present Keith W. Heipel. As a distinguished scholar, Professor Heipel is best known for his contributions to the field of environmental systems science and engineering, where groundbreaking conflict resolution approaches have helped inform the management of water, energy, and infrastructure resources in Canada and across the globe. He has published nearly 600 scholarly papers, as well as 5 books. He is founder of the highly successful international conferences on water resources and environment research. As an esteemed teacher and recipient of Waterloo's Distinguished Teacher Award, Professor Heipel has helped shape the systems engineering curriculum and the internationalization of Waterloo education. Over the last 40 years, he has taught more than 5,000 undergraduate students in Canada, another 1,000 overseas, and personally supervised or co-supervised 87 graduate students. He has also established successful exchange programs with 3 leading universities in Japan and China. In recognition of his achievements, Professor Heipel has received virtually every important award in his field. He is a fellow of 8 professional societies, officer of the Order of Canada, Japan Eminent Scientist, and foreign member of the U.S. National Academy of Engineering and the Chinese Academy of Sciences. He holds a prestigious Killam Prize and 3 honorary doctorate degrees from universities in Canada, France, and Hungary. And if I can add a personal note, Professor Heipel was also chair who hired me to the University of Waterloo 26 years ago. Mr. Vice Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to scholarship, service, and engineering education, I ask that you bestow the title of Distinguished Professor Emeritus upon Keith W. Heipel. Thank you.
I can't. This is an honor. It's an honor. I am honored to confer upon you, Keith Heipel, the title of Distinguished Professor Emeritus. I extend my sincere congratulations. Wonderful. So happy to be here. Come over and sign. Sure they see your Order of Canada. Ad honorary.
Mr. Chancellor, I'll now present to you Paul Feguth. Paul is a professor in the Department of Systems Design Engineering and the Associate Dean, Resource and Planning for the Faculty of Engineering. He is a Waterloo alumnus, having received his undergraduate degree in Electrical and Computer Engineering in 1991. After completing a PhD at MIT, he returned to Waterloo as a faculty member in Systems Design Engineering. He's co-director of the Vision and Imaging Processing Lab. His group is pushing the limits of artificial intelligence and the application of computational methods to problems in image processing, computer vision, and remote sensing. His team is creating ways to build 3D reconstructions of water scenes, to develop frameworks for faster, more accurate skin cancer detection, and to enable robust autonomous driving systems to sensitize remote sensing data of Canada's sea ice formations. Actually, Professor Feguth has admitted to me he might have too many interests. He has authored numerous papers, leading textbooks, and related to these textbooks, he is a favorite teacher of both the Systems Design Engineering and the BME students here at Waterloo. I'm pleased to welcome Paul Feguth to the podium to address the convocation.
Thank you so much, Lisa. A little unusual sort of coming up twice in a row this way, but there you have it. Thank you so much, Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, and of course, most importantly, the graduates of 2022. It's wonderful and remarkable that we're assembled here, finally, in person, first time in 3 years. And it's my pleasure as longtime faculty member, former department chair, and now associate dean to offer a few thoughts. But really, what can I offer a graduating class after 40 or more other professors have already instructed you, for a semester over the last 5 years, 2 years which may have been partially or fully online during COVID, 6 work terms, some of which may have fallen through or been remote, and all of the uprooting, moving, growing, living, maturing during the last 5 years that you've been here. Well, 3 things I'd like to talk about briefly, which apply equally well to undergraduate and graduate students: resilience, curiosity, and contribution. So resilience is probably almost self-evident. At this point, post-COVID, if we can refer to it that way, you may be tired of hearing about it. Even without COVID, you would have had to overcome final exams, hundreds of assignments, 14 times moving to and from work term locations, a couple of hundred interviews, or as a graduate student, advanced courses and a thesis. Whether these challenges were straightforward or daunting, you persevered. Whether you managed based on outright skill, sheer determination, efficiency, patience, a supportive community, or just by barely hanging on, in the end, you've developed skills and some sense of what it takes to survive or, ideally, thrive in the face of the unexpected. When most of you entered UW, there was no anticipation of any pandemic and its impact on your studies. And yet here you are, testament to your resilience. The future will be similarly unexpected, whether, I don't know, pandemics, economic shocks, or unanticipated opportunities. But in all cases, it's your adaptability and resilience that will be essential to thriving. Now, the more fun part, curiosity. So during COVID, a few of you will hopefully have seen my online baking video that I did as an undergraduate activity, and I challenged myself ahead of time to see how many engineering relevant sort of little mini lectures I could include in that. So in the making of chocolate cream puffs from scratch, I identified the following: multi-stable systems, self-organized criticality, critical path systems, heat transfer, irreversible systems, power electronics, open loop systems, electrical relays, hysteresis, changes of phase, step responses, system equilibria, and the distinction between classification and estimation. All right, we packed about 8 courses into 1 baking hour. So nearly everything can become a teaching moment. Maybe some of you have parents like me, insert little groan or eye roll here. Nearly everything, though, in the world around you is so fantastically rich and with opportunity for depth. That is curiosity and lifelong learning at its best. Now, here's what's not the best: busy work. I have this personal hang-up. I simply cannot stand busy work. And to the extent that your education had some or much of it, I apologize. My ideal goal is to maximize what I call the ratio of insight to keystrokes. Got to have the right way around. That is, 5 lines of code that takes an hour to write and maybe another hour to sort of interpret the results that come out of it. That's awesome. That's time well spent. In contrast, 1,000 lines of code whose structure was obvious ahead of time and occupied 8 hours of your life is a complete ridiculous waste of time. Now, my grad students will often have heard me complain about what versus why. That is, most papers and courses and theses have too much what, right? I want less what, more why. So why would I get hung up about that? Well, what is about facts? Now, those aren't irrelevant. It's facts like how to take a derivative, find a volume, invert a matrix, define some object class, what. They're not irrelevant, but your intellectual gifts and education are not even remotely, not even sort of based on the concatenation of facts that you have learned. What a good paper or thesis or education is about is why, the synthesis of the facts, the insight, the rationale, the context, the goal. You've been given an exceptionally strong education, even if frustrating from time to time. And in fact, the strength of the education was not clear to me until I went elsewhere and saw, in fact, how fantastically strong I had been educated relative to peers at other institutions. But do not confuse what versus why. Your key skill, what employers seek from you, is in asking why, and to think about how to answer that question, whether you're out for a walk, baking cream puffs, or writing a PhD thesis. And finally, contribution. By contribution, I'm not referring to money, although no doubt the alumni office will be reaching out to you soon. Indeed, a great many of the urgent problems, coincidentally overlapping significantly with the list that Dominic Barton read out sort of momentarily ago, but what I had, sort of climate, biodiversity, renewable energy, aging population, public health, world peace, of course many others we could add to that list. These are not necessarily well paid, but require a great deal of passion and commitment. We can only get so far on our own. Find something larger to commit to. Your peers, a startup, a community, a broader cause. The advertising world is frankly replete with examples of things that you can do for yourself. However, in the long run, a far greater and lasting satisfaction comes from having contributed to others. Collectively, in this room, you have been given a truly staggering array of gifts and talents. And it's now your lifelong task to decide how to use them wisely. It's both a significant responsibility and a fantastic opportunity. Be resilient. Cultivate a love for learning and nurture a desire to contribute in wherever you happen to find yourself. That would be simply awesome. There's nothing more I could ask of you as a graduating class for the resulting impact you would have on the world. Thank you, and my congratulations.
Thank you very much, Paul, for your inspirational remarks. Very high insight to keystroke ratio as well. Congratulations. Good evening, everyone. My name is James Rush, and I'm very proud to serve as the university's Provost and Vice President Academic. The first thing I'd like to say is congratulations to all of the graduates and welcome here in person today. I have the honor of joining our Chancellor in conferring your degrees as you embark into the world as Waterloo's newest graduates. To get started on that process, could I ask you to please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Waterloo that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Congratulations. And please be seated. It is now my pleasure to welcome Ellen McGee, your class valedictorian, to the stage.
Mr. Chancellor, President Goel, Dean Wells, members of Convocation, fellow graduates and guests, it is with great excitement that I get to say, congratulations, Waterloo Engineering Class of 2022. We did it. Today is a celebration, and not just a celebration of earning our degrees, but a celebration of all the hard work we've put in to get here. And we have worked really hard. We've switched between school and co-op every 4 months for the last number of years. Just when we settled into one place, it was time to move on to the next one. We've taken exceptionally hard courses, calculus, physics, circuits. Thank goodness we took all of third year online. We stayed up into the wee hours of the morning, completing labs and studying for finals. We learned often the hard way life skills, how to write a resume, how to interview, how to cook without burning down our apartments. It wasn't always easy. We dealt with failure, disappointment, imposter syndrome, and burnout. And if you thought our degree was hard enough with all of that, we were thrown into a 2-year global pandemic. I don't think I need to tell anyone here how hard it was to study alone or be cooped up inside. But the continual Cisco WebEx pop-up that to this day appears every time I open my computer is a reminder of how we persevered through this time. We're now masters of adjusting our laptops so our arms don't fall asleep while we're taking notes in bed. And we can complete any project with an assortment of random objects from our homes. In addition to our academics, we've achieved a great deal across all facets of life. We made friends. We started our professional journeys, worked real jobs, and were responsible for real projects. We found new hobbies, joined clubs and design teams. We've grown a lot since we started too, and I'm not just talking about wardrobe improvements from the days where we only wore free hackathon t-shirts. We've tried new things and we've stepped out of our comfort zones. We've stood up for what we believe in, and we've learned that our work can have an impact on the world. As we walk across this stage today and put our iron rings on our pinky fingers, we should be unbelievably proud of what we have accomplished. It's been an honor spending the last few years together. I'm not sure if it's Waterloo admissions or fate that we have to thank for putting this class together, but from dyeing ourselves purple in first year to our grad toast just a few months ago, we share some amazing memories. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the support we gave one another, whether it was trading resumes to look for spelling mistakes, which I made a lot of, or calling each other up to say, hey, I noticed you were in class. Is everything okay? We've been there for each other at our lows, when we didn't match with the job we wanted, or we failed that final, when the geese got the better of us and made us late to class. But we've also been there to cheer each other on through our accomplishments, screaming when we finally got our code to run and do the thing it was supposed to do, high fives when we aced those interviews, and partying hard together when we completed our capstones. There are many other people who helped us get to this point and have shaped the engineers and people we've become. I'd like to acknowledge our families, parents, siblings, and friends, as well as all of our professors, instructors, TAs, and University of Waterloo staff for being a pivotal part of our degree. I'd like to take a moment to remember and thank Igor Ivkovic. He was someone who positively shaped us as engineers and supported us through our degrees with his endless kindness. His office door was always open to share a conversation, candies, and hours of his time. he would be proud of us tonight. We've built such a community during our time in Waterloo Engineering. This community has brought us friendships, roommates, relationships, and our support systems. Although our university experiences may have been similar, they have also been so different. We have different passions, took different courses, have different things we got involved in, whether it was a cappella, a design team, intramurals, or NSOC. We come from different backgrounds and traveled to Waterloo from different parts of the world. During our time in engineering, we encouraged each other to pursue our interests and find the things that make us unique. It's these differences that make us strong engineers. Engineering is about working together to solve problems, but we can only truly understand these problems by bringing together different perspectives and points of view. It's our diverse backgrounds that help us come up with innovative, creative solutions, and is one of the reasons that we will be the generation to solve the world's big problems. I know even as many of us leave the city of Waterloo, the community we've built here is going to stay strong. If the pandemic was in any way a blessing in disguise, it's the fact that we've learned how to stay in touch when we're not physically together. As we move around the world to start the next stage of our lives, working, a master's, traveling, or taking a well-deserved break, we are still going to be there to support each other as we follow our dreams, pursue our passions, and continue to achieve amazing things. Congratulations, everyone. We've graduated. And in the wise words of Taylor Swift, I don't know about you, but we're feeling like the class of 22. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ellen, for your caring and hope-filled remarks. What a fantastic day. Convocation is perhaps the most rewarding occasion in the life of a university. It evokes both our ancient rights and privileges, it recognizes your significant accomplishments, and it stirs within us, as Ellen was referring to, a sense of promise and of new beginnings. On behalf of our entire University of Waterloo administration team, I'd like to formally thank all of those who have made today possible. Convocation literally means the action of calling together for a large informal assembly, a group of people. So it's not possible to have this convocation without all of you who are present today. So to the graduands, but also to your parents and friends and supporters of our graduands, thank you. And to the university community represented on this platform behind me for developing these scholars and for delivering this outstanding event for our new alumni, thank you. And of course, we also acknowledge those who have been unable to join us today, and we individually feel their presence as part of this special assembly today. If you'll allow me, I'd like to now ask all of the graduands to please remain seated as I invite all of the parents and friends and supporters and staff to please rise if you're able. And I'd encourage the graduates to please look around and find your supporters, and the supporters to find your graduate. You're going to need to know where they are in a minute. Graduates, would you please join me in thanking all of the people who have made your convocation so special? Thank you very much, and please be seated. As we prepare to confer the degrees, I have a few notes to share. Guests are reminded to please stay in your seats as the graduates cross the stage. There will be professional photos taken of the graduates at the side of the stage, and there'll be plenty of time after the ceremony to take photos at the receptions. Graduates, you're reminded to please keep your masks on while crossing the stage. There will be an opportunity to remove your mask for your official portrait just off the stage. And in lieu of handshakes today, we're asking to use an alternate gesture, such as placing your hand over your heart. We're going to confer the degrees, starting with doctoral graduates who will cross the stage one at a time, and that will be followed by the master's graduates and bachelor's graduates who will come three at a time. You'll be greeted briefly on the stage by either me or the Chancellor or the President as you cross the stage. We'd ask that graduates, once you've crossed the stage, you please return to your seats, and we'll celebrate the entire convocation ceremony together. Now we're on to the really good stuff, the conferring of the degrees. And so I invite Siva Sivathaman, Associate Dean, Faculty of Engineering, to the podium.
Thank you very much and good evening. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy from the Departments of Systems Design Engineering and Management Sciences. Maria Karina Arembide Figueroa. Zeynep Bülbül. Jacqueline Zonka Piren. Paulo Renato Volpe di Carvalho. Leila Homayan. Salman Khan. Omer Burak Kine. Remziye Kitapli. Brokoslo Laskovsky. Amir Safarpur Kodbarche. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now present the candidates for the degree Master of Applied Science. Owais Matin Abdul Hamid, Sami Alperen Aggan, Merwa Al Rashid. Bo Yuan Chang, Nolan Simran Day, Menatala Khaled El Saragi. Mohammed Ishragi, Zara Hakpana, Amrita Jasal. Jordan Kiss, Samed Koser, Gregory Michael Lidster. Tasha Chun Lian McFarland, Katernia Moraiko, Yobela Oriela Murzello. Nicolas Pellegrino, Maral Rasul Jabari, Kasra Sadastri Sharifi. Joseph Triu Han Tu, Rongbin Zhu. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It's now my pleasure to please welcome Anne Bordello, O'Donovan Director, School of Architecture, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Architecture. Charlotte Elizabeth Damas. Rain Lauren Mackey, Sarah Sadat Miri. Maria Luisa de Sousa Oliveira Otoni, Devin Alexander Tititien. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to please welcome Mary Wells, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Engineering. Rishbab Bari, Saeed Raymond Abbas Jaffrey, Shrishti Saha. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Management Sciences. Azeen Ashra Gotli, Jakat Isaac Anthony, Akshat Atre. Mohammed Tamid Bari, Wan Rong Kai, Hemant Jakshkupar Desai. Sorry, this is like a question mark. Kuwin Hu, Priyash Jain, Mohammed Kamsed Zadeh. Congratulations. Tohir Khan, Hannah Frances Canil, Akinola Oladipo Lasande. Ha Tram An Lee, Ming Fei Ma, Bushra Azim Mahaldar. Congratulations. Divya Mehta, Parthish, Manohar Narkid, Ala Osman. Eric Revelo Panarel, Ronak Patel, Nagendra Uday Pradhu. Arturo Enrique Rado Peralta, Lindsay Redman, Rutneep Kaur Samra. Tania Segal, Fariha Sharman, Arun Kumar Srivasan. Akas Suri, Taluri Prirana, Janet Yu Jing Tang. Farhan Zahid. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to welcome Brian Tripp, Director, Biomedical Engineering, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science, Biomedical Engineering. Sana Alana, Hamza Nazir Arshed, Emily Ann Bauer. Andrea Buta, Ramnik Kaur Chutta, Ethan Chung. Elena Kathleen Damas, Karam Daniel, Rachel Marie DeMayo. Jessica L. Doe, Danielle Mary Ann Erb, Jeffrey Fang. Thomas Fortin, Cesar Enrique Genatios, Andrea Lori Ha. Amanda Hope, Sierra Anjali Jagan, Ankit Jen. Rachel Annalie Yanhunen, Amanda Wankyung Jo, Abel John Joseph. Yoon Kim. The recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Charmaine Koo, Joey Jingyi Kwong, Paige Nicole Sandwell Laverne. Kathleen Grace Leone, Jinwan Liu, Allison Zijin Liu. Madeline Rose McKinnon, Rachel Johnson Muddekel, James Robert Daniel McCafferty. Anne May, Muhammad Osama Mohsin, Olivia Xu Yui Ying. Madeline Kira Nolan, Caitlin Christina O'Callahan, Simona Elizabeth Rocco. Maya Pavlova, the recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Erin Elizabeth Ralston, Sarah Joy Schwartzel, Timothy Shisun Sito. Darshil Rajesh Shah, Pranajit Singh, Shaylin Brianna Godfrey Smallgange. Furkan Ullah Sayed, Anjali Tate, Sheen Tusu. Kira Marie Wadden, Rehan Wei, Natasha Carly Willis. Samantha Paige Tigger Wong, Jennifer Yu, Sujong Yu. Trevor Yu, Xujia Maggie Zhang, Yu Quen, Netta Zhang. Lara Maria Jukas. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to please welcome Kiming He, Chair of Management Sciences, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science, Management Engineering. Yes, we are in the Department of Management Sciences, but we are a proud part of the Faculty of Engineering. Maya Al-Atari, Alisa Ali, Fatima Olayinka Ariola, Harjot Bhatia, Peter Bandi, Nayab Bhatt, Daphne Celebi, Yvette Chan Lee, Hardik Rajaf Cook, Congratulations. Abigail Carter, Zhen Fen Dai, Nicole Marguerite Doran, Matthew Follegott, Lucy Kathleen Davidson Fountain, Joshua Sumir Gorey, Warren Gupta, Rafik Razat Habib, Bradley Thomas Morley Hallett, Ran Yin Wei, Hao Ten Fat. Also, the recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Rosa Soa Khan, Saeed Mohammed Hamas Kazmi, Summer Erhab Islam Mustafa Kali, Carla Esperanza Lee Ramos, Ji Jun Lee, Kao Lee, Vivian Lee, Joy Jai Lin, Wen Chin Lui, Jason Ma, Michael Fraser McLister, William Martin Meyer, Jishan Anwar Binsaria, Palak Mishra, Gaurav Matbataka. Simran Neg, Emily Jean Duran, Mira Najab. Tanvi Nanda, Rahula Nasim, Divita Lesaraja. Russian Diazi, Kanav Rahu Petka, Arik Poladin. Nancy Prabhakar, Martha Padari, Jeffrey Charles Kuramba, Ranjang Alexander Rogers, Seer Ko Saren, Nimisha Saxena, Matthew Daniel Schleider, Indusha Simba, Bill Sen, Nadine Saisang, Bhumika Sood, Austin Sun, Adam Amir Saeed, Hiba Imad Taufik, Melissa Sa An Chuan, Chi An Amy Tai, also the recipient of the University Waterloo Alumni Gold Medal for outstanding academic achievement in the engineering program. And the recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Congratulations. Tashinika Velarajan, Alan Chan Luen Wu, Derek Li Hen Xu, Daria Yampuski, Zhen Han Yong, Yan Jun Zhou, Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to please welcome Lisa Altman Hall, the Chair of System Design Engineering, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science, Systems Design Engineering. Maheen Adhami, Shivani Ajarwal, Nicholas Amorim, Devash Bardwalji, Noah Robert Chapman, Jonathan Hung Hai Shen, Darren Thomas Chung, Robin Janice Ching, Mickey Ming Deng. Vivian Ding is also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Tyler Jacob De Silva, Michael Alexander Eden, Gwyneth Claire Foster. Vishrut Gull, Victoria Maria Graham, Saeed Haider. Conrad Ray Brubaker Heidebrecht, Katrina Brianka Hermans, and Vlad Gabriel Hosiota. Michael Robert Jameson, Amy Wexy Jian, Rola Halil. Daniel Minwoo Kwong, Kyle Alexander Lane, Brian Jamin Lee. Kendrick Yuje Lee, Corrine Maria Luenda Legaspi. Lu Yu Lu, apologies. Jing Lu, Abby Cullimore Martin, Amun Mather. Arashi Mather, Ellen Margaret McGee, John Anthony McIntyre. Twinkle Mehta, Thomas Christopher Netter, and Malind Palaith Pathiyal. Tejat Singh Paneser, Naomi Vanessa Paul, Krishin Puvir Sharin. Kimberly Madeline Pita is also the recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Winnie Ray Vu, Laura Faye Scanlon, Cameron Oliver Sequira Hogg. James David Serez, Sarah Shabir, and Shimehe Shahid. Peter Ray Shen, Aditya Sanhiveen, and Enoch Tang. Connor Gabriel Truax, Nicholas Michael Verabioff, and Bryn Alexandra Voigt. Alexander Lee Vucicevic, Cynthia Jinchai Wang, Sarah Julia Werozak. Sienna Kamun Wishart, Adrian Minghing Wong, Enoch Yang Luk Wong. Shuang Queenie Wu, Jenny Shaw, Leslie Shin. David Yu, Michael Zhen, and Jackson Chung. And Judy Shang. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but who were unable to be present at today's convocation.
Thank you. I confer the degrees in absentia.
Thank you.
I'd like to now invite Susan Grant, Interim Director, Alumni Relations, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, members of Convocation, honored guests. It is with my pleasure to join you today in celebration of our newest Waterloo alumni. With each graduating class, we honor extraordinary students whose scholarly achievements exceed even our highest expectations. One undergrad student from each faculty receives the Alumni Gold Medal, which symbolizes not only the student's accomplishments, but also the proud tradition of exploration and leadership to which all our alumni belong. Graduates, while many of you will embark on new journeys, I encourage you to foster the relationship that you have built with this remarkable university. Waterloo offers many resources to help you achieve your goals. Whether you want to advance your career, explore new ideas, or tackle a complex problem, the university can support you in your endeavors. Take advantage of the services available to you and stay connected to Waterloo's proud alumni who live all over the world. This network is a powerful resource. I speak from experience when I say that getting involved will enrich your life. I am pleased to be able to give back both philanthropically and with my time, and I see the impact the university is making. On behalf of all my fellow alumni, which is over 220,000 from the past 65 years, allow me to welcome you all to the alumni community. Mr. Chancellor, I'm honored to present to you the 2022 recipient of the Alumni Gold Medal for Outstanding Academic Performance in an Undergrad Program, who has just received a Management Engineer degree from the Faculty of Engineering, Chien Amy Tai. I now invite Vivek Goel to the podium.
So we're almost done. To our graduates and new alumni class of 2022, congratulations. Thank you to our team of staff, faculty, and volunteers for making this ceremony a success. Thank you to all of the family and friends here today for joining our graduates in their celebration and for supporting these graduates during their academic journey. Thank you, Paul, for your remarks for the class, and I'm looking forward to cream puffs. And to our new graduates, thank you. We know you have pushed forward and persevered during an extremely challenging time. Not only did you need to stay determined and focused with your studies, but you needed to do so during a global pandemic where circumstances were constantly changing. Your dedication, enthusiasm, and success inspires us all. In receiving your degree today, you've accomplished something truly momentous. It is a testament to all that you have learned, all that you have sacrificed, and all that you stand to achieve in the future. Waterloo has a rich history. Our founders sought to build a university that could tackle some of the world's most daunting challenges. Today, we see that vision has become a reality. As you embark on the next phase of your life as a University of Waterloo alumnus, be confident in the foundation you developed here. You have the tools, courage, and determination to take on any challenge. The world needs more tolerance, more curiosity, and more creativity. We are one community that continuously shapes the future through these qualities. As you have benefited from attending Waterloo, this institution has benefited from having you as a part of our community. It has been an honor to have you as students, and I wish you only the best in the future. Now, we will welcome Mayungan Henry, Indigenous Knowledge Keeper, back to the stage, but I would also like to extend a special thanks to him. As we discussed at the start, this is a very important addition to these convocations. Mayungan has provided the special Indigenous opening and closing to all 20 of our ceremonies over the last week. And he's also developed the program and the approach that we've taken. And so I really thank him for everything that he has done.
Miigwech, thank you so much. It's been an honor to be with you for these nights. Spending these nights, it's better than watching the Blue Jays. But anyway, Bujo Mayungan and Dejnikash, Deshkan Zibi and Donjiba, Mayungan Dodem. I just wanted to share a little bit of my language because it was forbidden in our own homeland for many years. And I wanted you to know that if you bring a language to this continent, Turtle Island, please honor that, because we almost lost ours, and we don't want you to lose yours. Come to this place we call Turtle Island with all the things that you have and all the wealth of culture and love that you have about being who you are. Because when they try to take it, you lose a lot of it. So now is a different day, a different age. Hold on to that very, very strongly. I'd like to close tonight in this way. You've sat here for a while, and I'm going to help maybe imagine this for a second. We're in a lodge. We're not in a gymnasium. A lodge is a framed little building. And there's a fire right in the center, and we're sitting in a circle, all looking at each other because you're all here to celebrate. And in that eastern doorway, two elders walk in, and they join with you, and they see how happy you are of your accomplishments. And then they ask you a question. They say, now that you've gained this knowledge, now that you've come to this experience, and now that you've come to this stage in life, what are you going to do with all that knowledge you have now? And what they would like to suggest for you is to take that knowledge and honor our water, honor the air, honor the earth, because our Mother Earth has provided so many good things for us, and we need to honor it and keep it sacred. So whatever you do in life, think about those 7 generations to come, your grandchildren, your children, that need that water too. So let's work together to make sure that this beautiful Mother Earth stays healthy, and everything you do in your professional world will also work to that. And those elders are very wise in giving you that advice. And they'd also like to tell you that when we close the ceremony as we are now, they want to leave you with these words. One would be, Wiji Zagidwin. And it means, we love you all. Chimigwech, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, Mayungan, again, for your words of wisdom. And before I close, I would actually like to ask if President Vivek Goel could make a special presentation to you.
Yeah. So we got one of the prints that all the students got last week as well.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's now my honor to say that Convocation is officially adjourned. So please rise if able while the stage party departs. Thank you.